Welcome back everyone, my name is Eltimar and I am back from vacation. Well rested, extremely well rested. All I did basically was sleep for like days and play a lot of Outer Worlds, but it was a pretty good trip. Had a good time, and now it is time to play a little bit more of the game. It looks like our friend is gonna go sleep, and so are we. The reel-to-reel tape player is still on, rolling empty. Someone tore out the tape while the song was playing. We can actually collect some of our bottles from our drinking night, where we apparently got super smashed, forgot who we were, and destroyed this house. Or apartment. Hostel room? Whatever you want to call it. We're not going to go to bed quite yet, I don't think. What does the couch say? This bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful. The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 o'clock. No time to rest just yet. We're not quite ready. Actually, can we try this again? We might have that opportunity. I can't remember if we leveled it up or not. Nope. We need to get another interfacing skill. We'll work on that later. Let's go take a look if we can knock on some of these doors. I don't think there's much we can do. I think it's actually just time for bed, but... Okay. No one's opening that door. I think Mr. Kitsuragi's in bed. I think that's his name. I'm pretty sure. And the window is still windowed. It is... We can look out, I guess. The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. You see some lights shimmering outside, but it's difficult to make out the outlines of the buildings below. Dark phantoms with many tiny eyes, chaotically arranged and not looking at you. Alright, bedtime it is. That is a horrible looking bed. Actually, it looks sort of just like a recliner slash sectional. A little bit. Alright, we're gonna go to sleep, I guess. The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And we go to sleep. Perhaps forever. No, I'm just kidding. Probably not forever. And then, sleep doesn't come. But I want to sleep. Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed, but it's not happening. Why? Maybe it's the bed's fault. I check the pillow. Its synthetic filling is separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly. It smells of alcohol and sweat and grease. How about a blanket? It barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here. Intimate and warm, breathing. Under your thrumming eyelids, you see a dizzying array of colors. You won't get off this carousel quite so easily. Roll to the other side. It's a little better. Colors, scenes, half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is trying to solve the case, isn't it? Who killed him? Who? Something to do with, what was it the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brainwaves. No more thoughts. Fall asleep now. Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming. We're gonna have a dream sequence, maybe? It's a possibility. Yes, we are. Such as rivers of blood. That's kind of what it looks like. We can't get over to any of those sides, so we have to go this way, I think. To the dead body, I see. With a disco ball above his head. I think that's us.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
I was born in a hospital where people usually go to die.
You're not kidding anyone, Harry. You don't remember shit. Tell me, do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
I was left.
That's right, funky baby. And you just stood there. One hand on the bottle, and the other on your dick. Watching her go. Let it all be dragged away from you. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I can get it all back.
No. It's gone. 3 times gone, and never coming back. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
What is Elysium?
Everything. The Pale and the Isolas on the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history.
His voice makes me want a lozenge.
You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people, and you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
I've seen you before.
No, you haven't. You're just sleep talking, and the act is wearing thin too. The spots on the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time, sweating up the bed. Stinky boy.
I can come back from this.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours, bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
Help me.
Help you? Why? I can't hear you. The rest is just a word dream. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin sleep-like state. More glass than velvet. Grinding in your head.
Something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad. This dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
Oh god, there's another type?
Oh yes, party boy. And it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
I don't like the sound of that. Also, this was a terrible sleep. This is why you don't become an alcoholic, I guess. Apparently we are awake. It is 7:30 in the morning and we feel like garbage, apparently. Although we did sleep in what appeared to be some sort of construction gloves and our toque and our jacket. We really need to, like, not do that. Good going, buddy. I just had the most beautiful dream. Uplifting, rejuvenating. Really? Because you feel even worse this morning than you did last night. What the hell's going on with me? You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think. Why is this happening? It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. You're too weak to say no now. Waking up is the worst part. Maybe somewhere down the line you could decline. No, I can't take this. I'm not going to go looking for speed. Are you sure? Ready to live with this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically a week? Let's be honest, 2 weeks, maybe 3? You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You'll be fired. That's a lie. I can do this without the speed. Half the town won't be dead. Suit yourself, slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark. Get off the drugs, dude. You're on alcohol and drugs. You need to calm down on literally everything you're doing. Alright. We are locked out of that for now still. We are back to our our full sanity and our 1 hit point. We should go, I guess, wake up our detective friend. Can I just knock on the door? Apparently not. Can I knock on this door? Nope. Okay. No one's home. Or no one wants to answer the door. Either way. Downstairs we go. I wonder if the other detective's already awake and down here. Probably. Oh, there's people in there now. We can go talk to them. Ah, there he is. Okay, good. He wants to talk to us about something. Good morning, he says.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
What? It's 7 in the morning. Then I should check with the cafeteria manager. Do that. I'll be waiting for you downstairs tomorrow. I think that maybe the game screwed up a teensy bit. Oh, there we go. Okay. He gives you a quick nod. Looks like we can get to work at once. The Union muscle turned up. He points to the mess hall doors. They look rowdy. We should talk to them. What do you mean rowdy? I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the Union. These men here. Find out who is the Union box. Men who drink beer for breakfast have... I have no doubt that these are the hardy boys Everett told us about. The ones who keep the peace around here. And the big one? He squints his eyes, studying the man in the mess hall. Must be Hardy himself. Are these the men Gart told us about yesterday? I completely forgot. He looks at his notes. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. He crosses something out. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it. There are so many of them. Maybe we should call in reinforcements. That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debardeurs Union. The Debardeurs Union? Something like that. In fact, the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war, so let's keep a cool head, okay? Why do we need to talk to them? This is clearly the Union peacekeeping force Everett told us about. The one he said hanged our victim. We can't be sure, of course. Everett may have lied to us. He definitely has an agenda of his own. Either way, we need to interview them, and it won't be easy. Let's roll. One more thing, before we do, he glances at the booth again. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business. Good, a power move. Purposely concentrate on something else first. Yeah, streetwise, zoom right past. Do it on your own terms. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder? They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me. How long until some of these are done? 5 hours for the encyclopedia one. 2.5 hours for the socioeconomic one, and the Indo-Tribe one is still 2 hours and 51 minutes away. We do have 1 skill point. We should probably put it in something. I'm thinking that we should probably put it in... Where is it? Am I just completely missing it here? Interfacing? Yes. I want to put it into interfacing, I think. And I'm going to go try and... Oops, I shouldn't have quit out. Or did that count? Good. Alright, we should go back upstairs. We're going to go try and fix the sink this time. Or we might fail again, but it's worth a shot. We got to try and get some of these skill checks that we haven't completed done. One day. Alright, let's go take a look. I think we need interfacing for another thing as well, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, it is a challenge. It's 72%. Let's save first. Please work. Yay, the faucet is quite terribly mangled, but you might be able to twist its parts back into place. You handle the chain cutters deftly, applying just enough pressure. The faucet regains a recognizable shape and the steam stops. Told you that you needed those chain cutters. Everything is connected. Everything has a purpose. The mirror begins to clear slowly without you having to wipe it. Oh. We have a 3% chance. We need more electrochemistry. We'll save and try it. It's not going to work, probably. No. Still not happening. Won't come off that easy. Okay, so we need to do electrochemistry next. What's that under? Probably under psych, right? No, it's not. Oh, it's under physique. We also need to probably do physique at some point. Because we are really low. We have 1 punch before we die. Unless we like medkit. Oh, hang on. There's something here. Nothing on the front page rings a bell. Strange. That must have been something we should have seen the first morning, but that's fine. No big deal. Alright, let's check our journal. We have some things to do today, probably. It is the second page. We have lots of things to do. There's a locked trash container. Oh, we have the key, or pry bar. We're supposed to try this special borscht. What's so special about the borscht? Let's go find out. We can go in the kitchen. And there's a cook here. Alright, we're gonna quick save. The tomatoes are so thinly sliced you can see through them. It's actually impressive. The thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook. As you step in, he nods towards the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Gorasi and Cubic. Okay, it's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him Gorasi Cubic, please. It's not funny. Mr. Kubik, I'm here on official police business. The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air. Do you know what's behind that door? He looks at you, then looks away, shrugging and muttering something to himself. Shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door. Leo says you're friends with Manana, is that true? The mention of Manana gets his attention. He smiles and delivers a whole slew of unfamiliar words and lively gestures, then falls silent again. What's in that borscht you're making there? I point to the large pot. The man says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his, and then seems to wait for you to speak. Sorry, I don't understand you. Just one word. It sounds quizzical. Then he awaits your answer, but I'm gonna guess it's supposed to be your answer, with his brow arched. Yes. The man looks up at you, then at the soup. His face lightens up. He picks up a bottle from his shelf. Borscht. Need more vodka. Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy and in good spirits. You know, it's a clever move by the Union. Of course, vodka. Now that makes a very, very special borscht indeed. Turn it up, and then ask for some yourself. Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg. Yes. I nod, turn my fingers clockwise. Turn the vodka up. He smiles, nods vigorously, then pours half a bottle of vodka into the pot. With a whistle, he stirs the brew. Of course, you could have some of that brew? He smiles and nods enthusiastically, then chattering away in his language. He ladles some brew into a small thermal cup and hands it to you. Got some impressive pots there. He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn. It's almost like music, especially with the sounds of assorted dishes boiling and simmering on the stove. Well, that's it for me. Now we have a cup of alcohol. That door is still impossible to open though. So we do know about the borscht now. What's next on the list? We still haven't been able to approach the body. And... okay, what else do we need to do? We can't find a way into the secret passage yet. We need to find 20 more real. And we'll work on that. We want to drink booze, but we're not going to. Get 2 signatures for Everart. Right, we need to do Isabel and Lillian in the fishing village. We haven't done that yet. We have to visit apartment 28 tomorrow, or tonight, I guess. We need a badge. We don't have that yet. Let's check the trash container. I think we have a key for that now. That is step 1. It is a little bit early this morning, but I'm glad. Why do my Windows sounds keep turning back on automatically? I'm super annoyed by this turn of events. 1 second. Goddamn Windows sounds. Every time the Windows updates, it's like, oh yeah, you must have not meant to turn off Windows sounds. No, I definitely did. I can assure you that Windows sounds were not a thing I wanted to do. Open the padlock with a key. With a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't. Didn't I just have a premonition that there's something in there? There is, but you won't like it. Sweat forms on your brow. Your hand is still on the lid. Open the lid. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste. We're just in time, the lieutenant peers in. This hasn't been emptied for over a week. Let's look under the boxes of carton. You see milk, an egg rest with 1 broken egg in it, some pasta wrapper. Picking the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. You've done this before. The movements are recorded in your elbows, the methodology in your fingers. You're used to this. Used to what, dumpster diving? No, searching for evidence in the trash. Dive further. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Petit Soleil, or Soleil, cereal. There's plastic packages below too, and turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however. Pick up the rags. Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers. Grab them. As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air. The victim's clothes, the lieutenant smells them. Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. Lieutenant produces a black plastic bag marked evidence from his pocket. Drop them in here, officer. I do that. Kim quickly searches the jeans. Guitar mark blue jeans? Pockets empty or emptied. He wore them with a belt too, a wide belt. The loops appear stretched, but the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here. Something slimy catches your eye. I reach for it. A drab long-sleeve shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus. Bag the shirt. This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of ribbed shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. He nods to himself. Anything more? The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug catches your eye, but other than that, a thrown a towel, a mug, that's all. Who put the clothes in the trash? Alright, we should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It can be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard, or that one. He nods towards the red-haired boy behind him. I'd advise against confronting that force. Yeah, we need to ask the kids who put them here. The fuck's he on about, kids? The one behind the fence yells. You hear something. Kuno, he thinks you're an infant or something. See? You think someone from the whirling might have been involved, maybe? Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash, the lid was locked, and this establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread. Okay. Let's search the food waste. It's just organic waste. Cold and slimy on your hands, apple and potato peels, mostly unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure, but hey. Nothing. It's nothing. Nothing more to see here. What's this? What? A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. It looks like the corner of something. I pick it out. Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes written in a man's handwriting. Not just any man's. The dense cursive. It's yours. Officer, is that your paperwork? The handwriting. It's mine. There's a lot of it too. He nods approvingly. And you got an autopsy form in there. In the back. That light pink copy paper. A miserable looking slip of paper sticks to the board. If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash? It has a foreboding quality to it. Maybe I needed to lose it for the great bloodletting to begin? What are you talking about? I speaketh the tongue. Doeth thou also thorough inventories? He looks through and notes. You should take stock of your notes, make sure it's all there. Official notes contain informants' names. If some of it has fallen into the hands of the RCM's adversaries, bloodletting may well ensue. I don't know, man. Sounds like an order. I'll take those. I see, yes. You're what we call a badass, aren't you? He makes little quotation marks around the word, indicating he's unsure of its actual badassery. Tell me, you seeth, you're badass. More in there, or are we done here? The lieutenant peers into the trash. Read your ledger and name the case. Soggy curtains and rags look back to him. Oh yes, and it would also be appropriate to start taking notes on the case. It's what cops do. Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and go to the Interact tab to read your paperwork. The mug, I'm getting the mug too. You pick out the broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron. An antique? Only in its social sensibility. I take the mug anyways. Interesting, the man looks at the mug. Reminds me of the mug collection we saw in our Weasel's apartment. Maybe he or she has been dumping their garbage here. An interesting little clue. Let's see where this goes. Clues have a way of magically connecting to other clues down the road. Or it may be just a coincidence. Either way, something to keep in mind. What else do you see? That's it. The container sounds like a muffled gong. That's one thing off the list. The lieutenant sounds relieved. I think we got it all. Alright. This is the logo of the municipality of Revachol. Ledger is in our inventory. Let's go to our inventory screen. Where is the ledger screen? Must be the interact. Oh, we have several interact things. What is the interact button? Is right click? Okay, I'm pressing it, but I don't know what that means. Or just that thing. Okay, I see. The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface. Does it say anything interesting? The lieutenant leans closer to read the crumpled note over your shoulder. This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's instinct is still active. I read the note. Somebody has scribbled S. I can't believe the offsite copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find a filament memory with the offsite copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care. Sulisla. Remember again, what's a filament memory? It belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory. It's like a tape. You listen to disco tapes, right? It's one of your disco tapes. Only for a computer. Wonder who wrote the note. Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they left their property lying here. Maybe it's because of the entity. That's implausible. Who's the illiterate ginger kid? Really? The lieutenant looks at you in the corner of his mouth, curving into a grin. You don't have a single guess? You mean Kuno? Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on a filament memory, even if he doesn't know what to do with it. He'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on your encounter. Do you have any idea? Oh, I know where but we'll ask. Do you know of any idea where the frozen ice cream maker may be? I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge. Didn't you see one right next to the breaker box? I put the note away. Alright. We have a white envelope. You take out the legal documents out of the envelope. A 1240-month construction period and the zoning plan in addendum. I look at the zoning plan. The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of a great modern ship. Apparently it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall. What do you make of this, Kim? I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine, the lieutenant explains, flipping through the documents. I like the print size. They're not selling or leasing anything. It's not a perfect solution, but he shrugs. Try to find a loophole in the deal. There is no loophole. That simple truth is the current residents are going to lose their street access, and for the next 12 to 40 months, their lives will be dominated by a constant construction noise right next door. Well, look, Kim, I pointed the photocopy. These people are going to have to move away. Can't we do something about it? I should have seen it. The lieutenant frowns as he reads over the document again. Everett probably has eyes on us, but we could try and get other people to sign this instead of those listed, or you could forge your signatures yourself. By the time he finds out, we'll be gone already. However, we'll need access to the coast before we do anything. Everett won't believe you got villagers' signatures if you can't even get to the village. He shrugs. You can try forgery as soon as we cross the water lock. I put them away. Our ledger is just a nightmare of garbage. What is this? The mug. Let's do the mug first. It's just a racist mug, sorry. What is there to read here? Not much. There's quite a lot to read into here, actually. Look at all the content. Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about the broken, tossed away mug that you dug out of the garbage? The mug will be useful. By denouncing it, I can earn political capital to mask my badass hustling. Fraud and embezzlement. If you want to earn some change by guilting people, go for it. But if you want to earn real dough, finish the case and start getting paid again. That's a valid point. Okay. There we go. It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from a plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner. Anything else? There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor for you. Below the pathetic's terror, do not look into its blue heart. I inspect the toilet paper. It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want. I take it off. Still wet, the toilet paper peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do now is shake off your finger and voila! The ledger now looks marginally better. I inspect the clip. An aluminum block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip. I run my finger across the aluminum. The surface is interrupted with a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before. Looks like an official mark, made to be low visibility outside the right circumstances. It's similar to the RCM watermark on your blazer, the lieutenant mentioned. Didn't he say something about the headlights of his motor carriage? That you can read these? Lieutenant, is this one of your hologram watermarks you mentioned? I point to the sticker. What? He's lost in his own notes. Takes him a moment to see it. Yeah, halogen watermark used for adding information to RCM property. How can I read it? Any capable light with the right wavelength will do. You mentioned the headlights of your Kinema? Yes, there's a pause. RCM vehicles have headlights tuned especially to reveal halogen watermarks. This means you can read the watermarks if you turn on the car. Or lights. Interesting. What kind of information? Depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue. Maybe yours will have how many cases you've solved. How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It'll have that. That's all, thank you. Okay, he returns to his neatly kept notes. Browse the white papers. They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across the entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files, commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible. What's in here? What are they about? Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Order. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51. This year, the exact number is hard to estimate due to the missing pages and an odd naming convention, but there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind you. It's the middle of March. You've attempted 2 cases a week on average. What do you mean? Is that all? Is 2 cases a week a good caseload, Lieutenant? Huh? He raises his notes from his notes. 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes. 2 cases a week appears to have been my load, Lieutenant. I'm not sure I completed them, though. 2? He raises both his eyebrows. That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you're making mistakes, by the way. That was just presumptuous of me. Oh, I'm sure I made plenty of mistakes. That's okay, he nods, then turns back to his own case files. We all make mistakes. Like a fan of gills, the checkered papers lie in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense and mostly illegible. I inspect the handwriting in the files. It's inornate, nearly illegible, yet marching in orderly lines. Your hand cramps up, merely looking at the scribbles drawn as if by some magnet to the red checkered margins, fast but always straight. There's a mention of a naming convention here. Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins, yet, more telling, most are accompanied by a name. A title might even say, one that draws inspiration from Snoop fiction and Vespertine cop show staples. Oh my, they're written in capital letters too. Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural, The Square Bullet Holes Murder, and another The Unsolvable Case. More? Others appear in more lighthearted. The guys on the couch in an unexpected location and the murder at the hookah parlor. Even the rare article, Free Collapsing Tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done later once you're done inspecting them up close. Kim, my cases appear to employ some kind of naming convention. You mean the alphanumeric officer precinct time of arrival on the scene? No, I mean a non-numeric one, with titles. Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, most everyone in the RCM does. Why? It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM. Right after the revolution, when organization had little idea how to do things, it persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use the titles to refer to the work among themselves. I seem to have a case, the Square Bullet Hole Murders. Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one. He peeks into his notes. The man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. The death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself. He smiles. I pray his loved ones never find out. What happened to him? Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident. I count the pages. I have to open an official case. Is there room? There is. For precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. A checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish. Once all the tasks are accomplished, the case is complete. I commit to paper. The tasks you've completed flow out of the kind green ape pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple, a language developed for mental rigor and simplicity. Inspect the victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of the place. I cross out the ones we've already finished. A satisfying slash sounds across the paper, and you're done, it seems to say. And you. You're a swashbuckler with that pen, Harry, and it feels good. It feels like completion. Things to be done, things already done, the composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the Citizens Militia. Now, all that remains is to name the case. Lieutenant, have you by any chance named our case? No, actually. Any ideas? The Hanged Man. The Hanged Man's a good one. Great. That's great. That's exactly what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good strong name. We have a very good name for the case now. Alright, so we've named the case, we read the ledger, and then that's it. The notebook is annual. It says 51 on what remains of the cover, a molten strap of cardboard. Everything prior to this must have belonged in a previous volume. In short, there was more. I'm done expecting these. Can I read the case file now? Maybe? Yes. Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB41, then the case of initialization, and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB41120117, or 011, or no, 411201, 1700 hours. The Next World Mural. Wait, HDB41, weren't those officer precinct? Why yes, your precinct number is 41, and HDB. Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. These are your case files. It's safe to say that HDB are your names. Harry Dubois. Still feels like there's something missing from that. I think what you meant to say was RAC, Raphael Ambrosius Costello. No, the alphanumeric begins with HDB. Can't you see the sire is tired of these fabrications? RAC is clearly what it says in the case files. These are official documents. There's no arguing with the official documents. Actually, I'm ready to admit I'm not Raphael and go on with my life. That's comforting to hear. Now, detective. Takes half an hour to piece one of these together. If you still want to, here are your options. I will revisit this for now. We're going to call that, because we're at 33 minutes, we're going to call it right here. In the next video, we'll talk to maybe the kid who is still throwing rocks despite the fact it's been like 21 hours since we've seen him. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you all next time. Take care.